Hi, everybody. Welcome to another session from Joiin. Today, we are focusing on AI. My name's Wynn. I'm the CEO of Joiin and co-founder. Today, I have with me Harry Symons. You all know Harry, so he needs no introduction. And Carl's supporting us as well. Carl, who works in customer success. So thank you for joining all of us. I thought we'd just quickly kick off with a bit of a warmer upper. So if you could just help us out here and use the QA tool and just tell us what AI tools do you use at the moment? Really quick, just bullet points. And is it ChatGPT, Gemini, Claude, or some other application? And then for extra brownie points, can you just tell us how you're using them? For simple search, or is it for your job? Can we just give you a minute just to quickly go through that and give us some ideas?
Good stuff. So we've got some responses. Okay, we're getting inundated already. That's great stuff. Couple of familiar faces as well. Martin's joining. Lovely to see you, Martin. We did say I was looking forward to seeing you on one of these sessions.
Yeah, some nice mixes there. Good. Lots of ChatGPT. Doesn't come as any surprise. Yeah, lots of Copilot as well. I guess lots of Microsoft houses out there, so you'd expect Copilot as well.
And interesting as well. Lots around kind of starting to use it for accounting, following accounting guidelines, checking mistakes we've got here, mainly for searches, Excel templates. A nice, interesting mix.
Yeah, great. Really good. Okay. Well, thank you for that. And actually is the reason why we're here today is to talk about AI. We have launched today actually a whole sort of campaign around our new AI toolkits, which are featuring in the product. And, I don't know about you guys, but I look at my LinkedIn feed and, I'm connected to lots of accountants, lots of bookkeepers, and lots of CFOs, but I'm also very much in the technical world. And if you believe LinkedIn, you'd believe the world was being run by AI agents and that you can run all your business through AI and you no longer need to ever do any more manual work and AI is going to run everything. But that's actually, as we've found out, and I'm sure you guys have as well, not quite the case. And I think so. So ignore it, LinkedIn and the echo chambers that exist in there. And we're going to tell you a little bit about our AI toolkit and our AI story and how we really see AI working. And Harry's got a few little use cases that we're going to go into, and we're also going to jump into a demo and run you through some of these sort of more tangible items that we've produced and a little bit of what's coming in the future. But as always, use the Q&A. Please, throw in some questions. We will get through those and try and answer as many as possible. Carl's on hand to ask any questions if they go deep and technical, and we're trying to concentrate on talking to you guys. But a real quick thing, really, lots of people ask us about where the name Joiin came from. Joiin was a very technical term. It's part of a SQL database. It's the join within SQL databases. And at the time, we couldn't get join.com, so we plumbed for two I's in Joiin, and that actually ended up standing for instant intelligence. And it's a little bit of a sort of story because we sit today, and when we look at AI and we look at automation, our focus is really on driving out automation, driving out that instant intelligence to you. So it's funny how things have come about and how Joiin feels more relevant today than it's ever has done. So anyway, right, the story so far. Harry, do you want to talk a little bit about where we are with Joiin and what we've produced, and we'll have a little chat through that.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks, Lucien. You missed out the bit. The reason we didn't get join.com was because we couldn't afford it at the very beginning, wasn't it?
Very true.
Be under
Very
no
true.
illusions there. Okay, yeah. So I think we very much take the approach. We kind of took the approach that Join should be there to do kind of that 85% of the rule, right? Where it does the heavy lifting for you, and then with a little bit of refinement to kind of help you with your workflows, but it's obviously not going to replace your workflows entirely. And that's kind of what we've tried to implement within Joiin, and a lot of the things that we're going to be demoing today is around getting you to that point around the number crunching and getting that kind of out of the way so you can provide that kind of value adding service, which is what we kind of talk about all the time, isn't it? I think
Yeah.
before we kind of go any further as well, we're going to kind of touch on security a little bit, aren't we, as well? Because that's still kind of
Yeah, I was just going to come on to that. So
perfect.
I think one of the key things when we set out on, first of all, we started building out some AI toolkits. We sort of did some heavy lifting around the chart of accounts and making that a lot simpler and to summarize it a lot more quickly. But when we started looking at AI, we were really concerned about security. And we've partnered with AWS and we use a product. So AWS is the acronym for Amazon Web Services. And we use them completely throughout our product, end-to-end Amazon Web Services. And we've utilized their AI functionality within AWS, which is AWS Bedrock, which is completely secure. The bit that we were very impressed by and the bit that gave us comfort is it does not share, it does not use, it does not train any data whatsoever. So when our customers are using Joiin AI in whatever format, your data remains within your tenanted environment. So, we're not seeing a third party company coming in. We're not seeing any training, nothing is leaving your environment. So it's incredibly secure. And I think that should give you confidence if you want to, use the chat facilities, if you want to use the overviews or the narratives and effectively share the data with the AI engine, because it is contained within your environment. So that was a really big tick for us. It meant a lot because, of course, we understand, AI is incredibly new. There are lots of concerns around security. So we've built it within that AWS framework, and we will continue to. And so just to really sort of tick that off from a security perspective, everything's self-contained, no data is shared, and no data is used by any sort of third parties. So shall we talk a little bit about the sort of heavy lifting, Harry, and how we started implementing Joiin? Are you gonna do a bit of a demo as you talk through that?
Yeah, perfect. So we'll go through and I'll kind of demo some of the and take you on a bit of a journey, hopefully, and take you through some of the functionality that we've got within Joiin. And we kind of like invite you to kind of try this along with us and ask questions and prompt us and kind of try and break it as we go, right? So we're going to look at our kind of the simplest version of AI that we have and that we implemented initially back a couple of months ago. And it was in kind of like a beta mode for a while, and that's the simple kind of report functionality analysis. So if I go and run a report, so I'll just say, I don't know, last 4 months P&L that I've got here, you'll have noticed this AI button up here, which will allow me to kind of query this data set. So I can ask it some really specific questions, which we'll go into a little bit later. But if we're just looking at a very simple overview of some of the initial things we added, it was a report overview, and Joiin will go off and run that report and provide some kind of basic analysis. For anyone that's using AI heavily, you'll know kind of the prompt is the key really to getting great results from AI. And we'll go into those more complex prompts later and some of the results that we're kind of getting. So as we're going through here, obviously it'll take a little moment to load, and it should give me kind of a nice summary here of the data. And then I can kind of pick out kind of parts of this that I want to include, copy, or ask it further questions as well. So that's just kind of like super simple Joiin AI as it was initially implemented. And then we've kind of gone on a bit of a journey in different areas. So going back to that kind of narrative around, we want to do the heavy lifting and then you do the refinement at the end. We've got a AI report builder, which is in alpha at the moment. A couple of people have been using it. It's coming in the next couple of weeks. And that's going to basically, like I say, allow us to do some of the heavy lifting. So if I put in this prompt here that I've kind of pre-prepared, it's basically saying, I want a P&L for this company for the last 4 months. And if we think kind of back along to say like pre-cloud, it would be run the reports in Zero and download to Excel and bring those data points together. Then we move into kind of more of the cloud era where it's you're using Join to bring those data together, but you're manually having to go in and run those reports. And then we're kind of at this stage now where AI is going and running that report for us. So it's got kind of a pretty standard P&L report here for me. I'm pretty happy with this one. I might want to kind of change the layout ever so slightly to one of my kind of preset layouts that I've created. And then that's kind of heavy lifting done, report generated for me. If we now look at that kind of analysis and advisory piece as well in terms of the report packs, I can begin kind of like analyzing this one on the fly. So if you picture you're in a board meeting, say, and the CEO asks you a question about the data set in front of you and wants to go kind of really granular. This is kind of like a use case here that you could do on the fly. So I'm going to add some AI analysis of this one here. And if we kind of hark back, Lucien, to what we were saying, or what was it I was saying earlier about the AI response is only as good as the prompt. I've been a bit more detailed.
Absolutely.
I've been a bit more detailed here, right? So I said, like, analyze my revenue, which is our main source of income, being a SaaS company, from subscriptions. Are there any fluctuations I should address, and suggest ways I could deal with this, and give me a nice, concise response. So I'm going to put that one in. It will kind of again go off, run the report, analyze it, and hopefully it's going to give me kind of a really nice result with some actual actionable insights as well here. So it's giving me those kind of key fluctuations within my demo data with some further actions that I can take. But actually, I can keep this conversation going and ask further questions. Any of you that have used AI language models extensively will kind of be familiar with that. So that's just kind of that example there. And now we're gonna jump into the final part of the demonstration to our Joiin AI, which has been released. Lucien, how long has this one been released? Do we think?
Well, it's been out in beta for probably a good month now. It was under the guise of AI Assist, and without trying to get all technical, it does use what's known as agentic AI, and what that means is that we haven't, whilst there are a series of prompts behind Join AI, it actually goes and generates what it believes needs to be created based on the natural language that you guys use. So as you'll see down in the screen here, Harry, you might want to, can you extend that out a little bit in terms of the, can we drill in a bit, or
Zoom in a little bit,
yeah,
you
yeah,
mean?
zoom in. That's what I meant. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, and then you'll see there we've got some prompts there, which are sort of just helping guide you through. Oh, you've ticked that very quickly. Some around analysis, around support, and others around insights. And it's really about Join AI has been designed and created to allow you to explore your data. And we are finding and talking to a load of our customers about what they're using Join AI for. And it is fascinating. We're learning a lot about what you're querying and wanting Join to do. We're learning a lot about actually more features that you guys are asking for, and it's really starting to sort of drive out some real improvements in the product for us. So, Harry, sorry, you've gone ahead and done a query. Do you want to take over and talk about that?
Yeah, no worries. Okay, so I've just kind of clicked on one of those initial prompts that Lucien was kind of hovering over and mentioning around. I've just asked like a super simple question. What were my top 5 customers by revenue this year? Join's gone off. It's looked across my, I think, 22 entities I've got in this instance of Join, looked at the common suppliers, found out all the information about them, and it's given me that kind of top 5 suppliers. As an example, that's a super simple prompt, which A is actually really powerful. Again, if we hop back to the going in between multiple Xero files or QuickBooks files to find that data, now it sits in Join, and Join's AI can find that for you. If we go a little bit deeper and ask another kind of question, again, this one I've kind of pre-prepared, mainly because of my awful typing. Actually, anyone who's received an email from me will be aware of that. But I'm going to ask a little bit of a deeper question here around look across my companies, find any transactions that appear kind of incorrectly coded. So this is basically looking for a bit of fraud protection or kind of error matching across my group. So I'm going to put that one in. And yesterday, I very kindly asked Kyle to put in some kind of suspiciously high invoices in one of my Xero files. in AV Masters. So I'm hoping Join's going to spot those ones. That's the real test of the metal, isn't it? Doing kind of a live demo on that one, but it's gonna look through my invoice and it's gonna spot some across my group.
Could I just, whilst that's
Yeah,
just going forward, Harry, could I ask you again, just to have a quick, guys, if you run through the Q&A, could you just let us know who has actually used Join AI? That'd be really good if you could just say yes, and if you found it useful. And then again, if you could just give us a little prompt about, what you've used it for. Has there been, what you found, A, of value, and two, what's been the most interesting question that you've asked? Just to get a feel for, one, who's been using it, and two, what you've used it for. We'd be really interested in your feedback. I'll pick up on that in a minute as well and answer some of those once you've thrown in your answers.
nice one. And I
Sorry,
think
Harry.
we were, I don't know whether I'm jumping the gun or if I misheard this conversation. I think we're offering like a £50 voucher, aren't we, for the one that kind of interests us, excites us most.
Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely, absolutely.
yeah.
Yeah, we're getting a few questions through. Yeah, but if you can all, yeah, whether you've used it or not, be interesting to see whether you've actually noticed it on the left-hand side, because it has been there for a few weeks now.
Okay, good stuff. Right. So it's gone off, and it's actually, and as you can see, it's Join's giving you that kind of justification about the steps it's taken as well to give you that kind of trail of its thoughts. So it's looked at all the transactions, spotted anomalies, found any high value transactions, looking for specific suppliers, and some interesting bits in here. Okay, good. It has found my erroneous invoice coding in Juno Tech for AV Masters. So it's found that entered a £25,000 invoice when normally it's kind of like between 1,000 and 2,000. And we're getting some really good results from customers and users using Join for this kind of thing. We've had some really interesting ones around spotting errors, spotting mismatches, and the kind of the common things that you get in multi-entity business where you maybe enter the invoice in the wrong entity, for instance. Then you've actually got to go look through them manually and find it. We're getting some really nice results in here
Yeah,
as
do you
well.
want to just talk about the follow-on? So what we've done a lot with the Join AI as well is to, if you look in this, you can see there's some recommended actions. There's always a prompt for a follow-on as well. And what the idea around that is to really sort of drill into the detail. And just picking that up, one of the questions that has come through from Martin, which was about, there's upper level data. Can it go into the more transactional level data? I think that's what he's saying, and the answer is yes. And I think you're starting to show that in this example here, Harry.
Yeah, so I think I can highlight this here. So it's gone into the account balances, found the transactions, and it's found a list of these transactions here, two bills for 15,000. So two bills, here we go to that kind of transactional level there. And it can actually drill right down into that information, which makes it super powerful.
Yeah.
Um,
And then the follow-up was, can it request further detail from the accounting package? And the answer is not yet, but we are exploring a product called MCP, another technical acronym, apologies, which is if you're using Intuit or QuickBooks or Xero, they have an MCP server, and that allows you to actually start requesting further, more detailed, AI-driven data. So there will be that coming through in the future roadmap, but currently not just yet. We've got a few people saying they're experimenting and using it. Some people talking about the API, which is great. And again, so just coming back to the MCP question, that is a similar way of producing an API. So it is, but using AI functionality rather than the API functionality. So that's coming down on the roadmap. And then Nikki, I think this is great. I mean, there's a great question answer here, which was about using Join AI to supply information and data to the bank manager and compiling reports from the last 3 years. And thank you. You love it. That's even better. Good feedback. Thank you very much.
on the first go as well. So Nikki, thank you for that one. Just quickly, there's some questions coming in around other areas of Join as well. Kyle's kind of furiously in the background going to try and respond to those ones. Any we don't get a chance to respond to as well, we'll follow up personally via email as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Good. Okay. We've got some in here. Hopefully I'm not gonna answer any of Carl's, because I can see him typing away. But we have multiple entities, and we'll be deep diving into the next video. Okay, so it'd be invaluable to us. Yeah, we're finding a lot of use cases are starting to use the Joiin AI chat in a very sort of simple format, and then actually exploring that and moving down into more details. So, we've designed it to go deep dive into multiple entities. So to, query and manage the whole of your estate. And I think what we're seeing, Harry, aren't we, from some use cases, especially around the heavy lifting around transactional level searches and patterns and behaviors. It's providing huge amounts of value for our customers. Do you want to pick up on a couple of use cases, Harry?
Yeah, absolutely. So there's one here that I'll answer from Martin and kind of your question in one, loose there, around can we use the AI to build a report where there isn't a report template basis within Join already? So we're at the very beginning of building of reports. At the moment, it's going to be able to kind of run you a basic report and choose from some templates that you've already got created in Join. In terms of actually Join beginning and creating templates based on industry, some of its prior knowledge from similar customers and that kind of thing. That's in the pipeline and stuff that we're exploring, but it's not something that we can do right now. As I say, the AR report builder is very new, very hot off the press, as well at the moment.
We do have the feature. I don't know if you showed it, which was you can now go into the report builder. I know there's the one on the top, but there's now the one within creating a new report pack, and that now includes a new AI generated report pack. So there are more and more things being produced, and I think, yes, you're right, templates as well. So lots of new features coming through, very much AI driven, and I think based on, we're seeing a lot in the chat environment is people are asking us to create more. So a typical use case will be somebody is going through, talking to Joiin AI, going through and doing some data analysis, and then wanting to take that data and put it into a document. Now, whether that's into a table, into a report, into some other format. So that's really where we're focusing as an interim. But we are going to surface Joiin AI across the whole of the product. And, some really exciting stuff around AI, AR, and AP, so accounts receivable, accounts payable, where again, we are going to be looking at how can we use Joiin AI to enhance the way that AR and AP is working within the product.
Perfect as well. And I think we were saying, Lucien, as well, it'd be really good, like for us, like kind of personally, it'd be a really good opportunity to use this session as kind of like a bit of an open forum to get some feedback as well. So if there is something that you're doing in Join or something that you're doing in accounting software or just something that's part of your kind of daily workflow as a finance person, it'd be really interesting if you could share bits that kind of really grind your gears that you're doing daily that feel repetitive and kind of like it should be solved by AI. Would love feedback on and how we can kind of implement them to the product. Because
Yeah,
we're
I
going to
just
bring. Sorry, Lucy.
sorry, there's another question coming from Anton, which I just wanted to pick up on. It's not so much around the AI, but there's been a few integration questions coming through, and one was around Sage, the other one was around NetSuite, and we've just had another one coming through around Business Central, MS Dynamics. Next year, we are going to extend a lot more integrations. We're talking directly to NetSuite at the moment. We're talking to Sage Intacct. Sage 50, we've got a relationship reveal, but we can talk about that in a bit more detail. And we are looking at Business Central as well. So we're going to have more integrations coming down the pipe just for anybody who's on board. And there's been quite a few coming through. So all right, just answer that now. But the idea is to extend our reach across multiple finance solutions, and then overlay that with our AI engines, to really make things more automated and more efficient. Sorry, Harry, I stole your questions
Uh,
then.
no, it's okay. And we were saying we'd love to start kind of building on some use cases as well. So if you've shared some information in this session already, or if you'd like to kind of get in touch with us and actually make Join like really work for you, please feel free to kind of be that critical friend, and really kind of push us and ask us some further questions.
Do you want to answer that question?
Yeah.
Harry's one just come
Yeah.
through.
Perfect. Okay, so Christian's just asked a question on the Excel add-in. So that was one of the things that we kind of very briefly kind of had a glance at last week in the first session and second session of these webinars. Um, what kind of new improvements and new features are coming slash formulas are you planning for the old school tool? So Christian, are you referring there to um, what kind of features we're bringing to Excel or to the Join product? Be interested to know some kind of further clarification on that one.
Yeah, interesting ones. Just another one just come through about Join AI and Open AI. We have, whilst OpenAI has improved a lot of its security, the AI APIs are very strong and very good. Yeah, we will be looking at more APIs, and as I said, through the MCP environments as well. So, Jake, yes, we will be looking for future plans to roll out more and more features around integrations. So that includes not just finance integrations, but also AI, LLMs as well. So yeah, definitely on the roadmap. Timelines have not been agreed. We have an incredible and very active customer base, which we absolutely love. But we do get a huge amount of requests for all sorts of things. But yeah, I think, Jake, to answer your question, very much extending out our AI services across multiple different LLMs and across multiple different APIs, definitely on the roadmap.
I think Jake will enjoy next week's session then because we're kind of going into the real nitty-gritty around integrations, connections, and the Join API. So Jake and everyone else, make sure you sign up for that one and feel free to kind of send across some pre-prepared questions as well if you wanted to.
Yeah, and just to pick on that, if you are joining next week, I don't know if we've had some people, putting some Q&A through on the API out, which is, we've been running that for 18 months, 2 years, but very much hot off the press will be the new API import. So being able to bring in data through an API into Join. So, we've already got the non-financial data that we've been managing through CSV. That will be able to come through the API import as well. So really exciting stuff. So and all of that will be, as I keep saying, will be all supported and generated by our AR engine. So there's a few more questions coming in, Harry. So I don't know if you want to pick up on any of those.
Yeah, perfect. Okay. So we've got a question from Philip here who's asking, can we drill down to the underlying data and see prior year actuals versus current year versus current budget at the same time would be great. Can we do this via any of the new methods? So it might be worth us kind of getting together actually after this call, Philip, and understand what you're after there. But it's got Join's AI's got the capability to access all of those data points and should be able to get you some comparisons as well. So we'd be interested to know kind of if it's going to work for you as well. So
Yeah. But I think the underlying data is there. The AI engine sees the underlying data and can definitely support those requests. So yeah, like you said, Harry, understanding a bit more detail is probably needed there. So okay.
perfect. Okay, so I think it's just about time, isn't it? We need to pick the best question or our favorite question as we said at the beginning. So there was a couple of contenders. So there was what 30 odd questions all in all, or 30 odd responses. Um, so I think we'll give it to Nikki around the use case and the question around
The bank manager.
using the bank manager and compiling reports over the last 3 years and saving time and whatnot. So Nikki, I'll touch base with you after this call and we'll sort out that voucher.
Brilliant. And if you haven't had chance to send a question, or if you are watching this, post the live event, please always email us. support@join.co. Any questions? We love getting them. We get lots of them, but we do enjoy them, and we will answer every single one of them. Harry and Carl will follow up, won't we, with anything that hasn't been answered. We'll make sure all of those get responded to. And yeah, please, keep the input coming. We absolutely love the feedback and love the community. So Martin, yes, if you've signed up to those, you'll get all videos, so they'll all be sent out. So Harry, do you want to talk that through?
Yeah, I'll drop they're all available on our blog and our YouTube channel. But Martin, I'll drop you an email with a link to that one anyway as well.
Yeah,
Cool.
all right. And we've got a few more, but I think we're running out of time. So shall we just and anything, as we said, anything we haven't answered, we will follow up. And again, thanks guys. Thanks for your support. We really appreciate it. Hopefully this has been of value to you. Please get on, use the product, feedback. We love, the more AI input we get, the better. We love it.
Thank you, Martin, for keeping me entertained and on my toes as we went through today as well. Bye bye, everyone. Bye bye.
Thanks, guys.